So back to what I was saying. What I was saying.
What I do want to talk about is the entertainment industry post COVID-19. What in the what in the world is going to happen?
Is there going to be
one? What are
one?
we going to do? You're right. I mean, there's no doubt that there's going to be one, but what's it going to be like? You know, and you have to wonder. Well, I don't want to overhype either because there may not be huge changes, but I think some of the small changes that are going to be
massive ripple effects, kind of.
Yeah, we'll definitely have some impact and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So, I mean, what's your take on it?
I think it's going to be something like we've absolutely never seen before in the history of entertainment, period. And three reasons for that. And I'm going to use examples from the last couple of weeks. The first big one I saw happen was Erykah Badu. She made an Instagram post saying, with the way we're doing stuff now, I can just do my concert straight to my consumers and bypass all this other stuff. So now you've got artists thinking, wait, because right after she said that, we had the little incident with the versus battle with Teddy Riley and Babyface, and the first day went wrong because Teddy Riley was trying to do what? Stream directly to his people from. So we've already got people's wheels turning to do this. And then the third reason that I think that we're going to see something we've never seen before is that the mass entities, we've already seen the breakdown in music as, the death of CDs, the birth of streaming, all of that stuff. But you've got major outlets that will not exist anymore. Like in the film side of it, like AMC theaters may not ever open up again. So you may not have that mass movie theater place to play big films. It may go direct to consumer.
All right. Well, here's all right. So let me stop you on the AMC movie theater part, because now that's the part where I feel, and I know you're not saying this is what will happen, but I still think that's a little bit drastic as far as AMC not opening up again, because for the most part, we're pressing a pause button.
Mm-hmm.
For the most part. Now, where making your living and stuff is concerned, that's way more than just a pause. That's that's a stop. Oh my gosh, I have to recover somehow. But for the most part, we're pressing a pause button, releasing films, releasing movies. Releasing music. I mean, that's a pause button, and really,
let me stop you for a second before you. I want you to finish that, but I want to interject this. That didn't just come from me saying it. That came from AMC Theaters' debt is so high, they're filing bankruptcy, and the company may go away. So that's where I'm bringing that from, is that one of the largest chains that is part of the film distribution industry may not open back up because they financially cannot. They've got articles from their CEO out there talking about how they're trying to stave off bankruptcy. So that's not just me saying it because of the pausing of the economy. That's like, it may happen. Again, just an example, but I wanted to make sure I put that in there so that it wasn't just
that's true, because I definitely was putting that burden. I definitely putting that burden on your shoulders. Absolutely, 100%.
Yeah, I want
so
that.
we're about to blame you for that.
Dust that there off.
But that's true, and that is sad. And I think the worst case scenario was something like AMC. I think it'll be more so of a thing where they close a slew of locations as opposed to them not being able to come back, period. And then that's the whole thing with bankruptcy as well. So I'm sure there are smart ways for that to happen, that will happen, but nonetheless, we're still probably looking at a bunch of locations closing down. But for the most part, I kind of see it as a pause button, and just like with the Olympics that no one ever talks about, which is sad because the Summer Olympics is the most exciting, but they're just looking at pausing it, and then when it's time to resume, we'll have the Olympics. And for the most part, that's the way it should be across the board. But when you have situations like with movie releases, for example, like there are going to be a lot of film production houses that are going to change their mind and say, okay, well, instead of releasing this to theaters, we're just going to go straight to streaming with it. Yeah. And that's that kind of stuff where stuff like AMC and Lowe's and Regal, they're going to feel that. Because now we have loss of ticket sales and stuff like that. So they're absolutely going to feel the brunt of that. And marketers, people whose job it is to market the release of these films.
Right.
So absolutely, that's going to be felt. So I mean, no one knows what's going to happen, but these are some of the things we need to think about and try to figure out how to set ourselves up for it.
Yeah, I think.
Matter of fact, go ahead.
No. What, I want to hear that part. What was that?
Well, I was going to say I was going to jump to cable real quick because I was going to say, ironically, just today I just cut off my Uverse and switched over to YouTube TV. You know what I mean? And I think a
Mhm.
lot of people are going to do that because folks who never really streamed before
Yeah,
are doing a ton of streaming, and then content comes out on streaming way more frequently than it does on cable.
absolutely.
So cable, I have a feeling, is going to see a huge drop.
I the the most important part that's buried in everything that you just said is that what's happening right now is making people realize that they can actually get to things more efficiently than they used to because of convenience. It used to be convenient to just hop in the car and go drive to the movie theater as opposed to signing up and doing all this stuff. But now people are actually spending time searching for content because it's all they have time
Right.
to do. Once
Right.
that's embedded in their mindset, sometimes going back to the old way may not happen. So I think a lot of the old ways of doing stuff, if there becomes a wave of artists doing their own concerts and doing direct streams as opposed to, letting Live Nation take 55% of everything and then going through arenas,
Right.
they may start renting out these black boxes and putting on full shows, and then you can stream it.
But you know what, though? The reason why I don't think that'll happen is, one, I know of a couple of artists that have done that.
Mm-hmm.
And the very first thing they're saying right now is that the revenue doesn't even compare. Like, it doesn't even compare. And then two, how do you sell your merch? How do you, and here's the thing, you can sell,
online.
But you can have big ticket prices because you do have to cover the cost of overhead from the promoters and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
So you do have a reason to sell higher price tickets. If you're just doing it online, people are going to expect it to be cheap. I don't care how much they love you.
Yep.
But here's the other thing that we cannot dismiss where movies, live concert venues, sports and stuff are concerned. That is the experience.
Sure.
It's the experience of being in the atmosphere of other fans and the yelling and the screaming. You can't buy that, or you can't put a price on that. I should say that. Yeah, you can't put a price on that. So that's why it'll never be a swap out.
I'm actually supposed to be just getting back from Vegas right now. Me and my wife we're doing like this. Well, we were doing multiple events to celebrate our 10 and 15-year anniversary this year, and we were going to the MGM on Friday to see Bruno Mars's concert because he's had a residency down there at the Park Theater.
Oh yeah, I remember. Oh, that's right. I remember you were supposed to go to that.
We were actually supposed to be flying back now. We're probably getting off the plane back here right now.
I gotta repent.
For
something. Yo, I'm so sorry, yo. Because I've been wanting to go to a Bruno concert, right? And I couldn't really catch one. And so when you told me you were going, I ain't gonna lie, I was happy
low-key was hating. I know.
I was just low key a little envious, but I was happy for you. So when you just told me that,
you felt good that I didn't get to go see
there's a little piece of me.
You know what? And see, you did the same thing last year. Last year, when I was supposed to go to the Eagles game, they were playing here, you did the same crap. And then I ended up not being able to go. And then you went, and then you wanted to like low-key rub it in.
No, but I am being upfront about it. I am repenting to you, my partner. And I'm saying I'm sorry that
it's always y'all Bible thumpers that's always grimy on the inside, bro. It's okay, though.
No, that's just human nature. That's human nature.
I'm not like that. I root for my people.
I was rooting for you.
No. You were low key wanting me to.
If I didn't say anything, you would have never have known. So at least I have some character.
That's why sometimes telling the truth is not a good thing. Cause see, now I know what you really like on the inside.
And that's what. Hey, wouldn't you rather? Oh, man.
The important thing I'm painting the picture of that is that the experience that I was looking forward to on that, absolutely hands down. We paid an exorbitant amount of money for those park theater tickets. The airline has not given me my money back for the flights yet. So did
they say they're going to?
We'll see. They're trying not to, because the whole airline industry is going through a bunch of crap. So they're trying cash deal. They're trying to trade it for like points and miles and all this stuff. And I'm I want my bread back. But we paid that for the experience. So that to say yes to an extent. However, the reprogramming that's going on right now is that, do I need that experience? That experience it's more so a want than it was a need. Because
all of it is a want.
Well, Absolutely. But what I'm saying is right now, people are starting to really, because you've been locked down, because you haven't been able to do it, people are being shown really what they can live without doing, especially when it comes to people whose incomes have been slashed and they definitely can't afford to spend $1,400 on a Bruno Mars ticket. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So, it might be if Bruno does a concert and it costs me $100 a stream as opposed to $3,500 for the whole experience, I still get to see the concert. I'm gonna treat it like a pay-per-view event and spend $100. I think we're gonna start getting a lot of that.
Or could it cause you to miss it so much, where then when it becomes available, you flock to that which you missed? Like I haven't had Haagen-Dazs mint chip ice cream in a minute.
Sure.
But when I'm ready to go back, I'm about to probably, instead of buying a pint, I'm gonna buy a gallon or two.
So for me, when I miss something and I crave it, I do go get it. But I always try to remember that there are people that aren't necessarily in the position to just say, hey, I really wanted to go have lunch in New York and I can do it.
Right, but that mentality, and I'm with you on that because I'm like that too, but that mentality is definitely in the minority. We know that.
Now, what I do see happening, I do think because of the revenue streams being so low for artists who try to do the streaming thing, I think there's going to be a mass wave of they're going to continue to try to do these big shows and they're going to lose money on it because there's going to be people who just aren't going to be willing to go spend that extra $250 for that experience because they're going to be coming off of something like this. So that's what I see happening.
Well, not only that, even practically, people are just going to be getting back to work. And making money. So
catching up on past due bills, all of that stuff's going to be hitting at the same time. Like, it's just not going to be feasible.
So, opportunity then.
Yeah.
Right? There's always opportunities if you look hard enough for it.
Mm-hmm.
I see opportunity for the local artists. Once these venues open up, they need to get bodies in the building.
Right.
And like you said, people haven't been working. Mm-hmm. They're not going to have a ton of money to be dropping, $150 on a ticket or whatever it is.
Right.
But they can have a favorite local artist going in, $50 for the ticket, $40 for the ticket.
Yeah.
And trust me when I say those promoters are going to want to get bodies in those buildings.
Mm-hmm.
So once we do start getting things going again and reopening, I mean, these local artists, you guys should be prepared to put on a freaking show.
Yeah. You had nothing but time to put one together.
I'm telling you, like, you really could be sitting on a prime opportunity to get gigs.
Yeah.
So this is a good chance to find some gold in the Bear Hills.
The perspective from this right now too is that you've had nothing but a captive audience right now because everybody's on here. Like I've seen so many blasts from just music. Like I had a friend who hit me up. He's a music producer too. Never had an Instagram page. Me and him used to work together quite a bit in college, and he hit me Saturday night when I was at work. And was like, yo, check out my new producer page. I finally got around to doing it. I'm like, bro, it's been 10 years since we made a record together. What you mean you just finally got around to doing it? But he's taking advantage of the audience because people are looking for that stuff now. They're just looking.
I'm glad to see he's being smart. Maybe he can rub off on you because I still don't see you posting. So obviously it's not working on you.
Well, no. So this is the thing with me. No. I'm not trying to sell anything right now. I have reasons for not posting. Social media is stupid. There's too many dumb people out there. And when I start mixing and stirring the pot, people's feelings get hurt. And I just got bored with it.
That happens in real life too.
No, it does, which is why I'm not tripping about not having to go outside right now because stupid is on every corner. And then the other thing, I don't think I've been open with, why I haven't been doing it, but I'll flat out say it. Like I told myself that I was going to finish a project that I've been putting off before I decided to come back to social media. And because social media is one of those things for me that, it pulls me away from focusing on what I need to. And that project has been going very well since I stepped away from it. So once that's done, then I'll come back. But I mean, it's, ain't nobody missing me on social media, man. Nobody.
How do you know? They could be.
Actually, you know what? That's true because I have had a few people hit me up and say, "Yo, you dead? Like, what happened?" Because they got so used to my sarcastic comments and responses and me just poking the bear with people that they
Johnny,
realized
you do have something to offer.
I do
have something to offer.
I do.
You is valuable. You is intelligent. You is special. You is somebody.
Oh, but it's coming. It may even be this year when that is lifted off of me. But that project has to be finished before I can allow myself to do it.
No, I feel you, and I appreciate
commitment. That is me being committed to what I said to myself. So
I can appreciate that discipline, for real. For real. Hey, I was looking online too. I have another opportunity or golden nugget for those that may be interested. If you're an artist, there is a site called Ampled.
Yeah.
AMPLED. Have you heard
Yeah.
of them? I never heard of them.
Yeah, I haven't done anything with it, but I saw another friend kind of posting this like, "Yo, check out the Ample page, and you can, I think, you can donate on there or something like that."
Exactly. Yeah,
Almost
your
like
fans can
crowdsourcing.
donate to you, so it is a great way of making some income if your stuff is good. I saw
Big caveat: if your stuff is good.
Exactly. That's what I was going to say. I saw Delonte Murphy of Empire. He posted. He said, "I have resolved that I'm no longer going to lower my standards for what I consider to be great music."
Hey.
And you know what? I agree with him. There should be no excuse for horrible music being put out. I mean, you got time to sit there and just create and craft your masterpiece instead of just cranking stuff out. Which is another.
I'm mad at Delonte for making the comment that he just made, and that's my guy. I respect him so much, but I'm mad he said it because that means that at some point he did lower his standard for it, and that's what's been wrong with music. So, because the talented dudes like Delonte have, they may be under certain pressures from the machine, and I get that, but there's been a lot of
just going to say
the cracks, man.
But you know what? Unfortunately, and those of you who this doesn't apply to, obviously, I'm not talking to you. But society has been dumbed down so much. Like before, we used to have the whole listener or the radio. Who controlled it? We can't blame it on radio anymore.
Can't.
Because now it goes right from the artist's laptop or whatever, straight to SoundCloud.
Straight to your
either people going to love it or they're going to hate it.
Yeah.
And they've been loving a lot of this dumb-ish. You know what I'm saying? So then when SoundCloud, all of a sudden you're getting 1 million streams on some kindergarten, nursery school rhyming piece of nothing, then business dictates we gotta jump on this because people are feeling it, so they obviously gonna buy it.
I call it the shower effect. Like everybody who hops in the shower, those acoustics in there make everybody feel like they can sing like their favorite celebrity. When stuff started becoming very simple to put out, like when it started costing $400 for somebody to buy a Pro Tools rig and make beats in their dorm room, and they became a producer overnight because it became cheap, it started making people feel like just because I can get it, I can do it. And that's what started to I don't think it was actually the people, it was the access that dumbed it down. And then the gatekeepers at the time, I don't think upheld a standard of what it should have been because
But who are the gatekeepers now?
They're already now. That's what I'm saying.
That's my point.
That's it. But had a standard been held when the gatekeeper still had the keys, I think that standard would have been maintained. I don't think it would have broken down as fast as it has.
Oh, absolutely would have. It absolutely would have. I mean, don't get me wrong. I mean, stuff like some crap leaked through, even when they were gatekeepers. But the moment that the gatekeeper's like, okay, here's the key yourself. Yeah, just like it did, just bum rushed the show and just crap went out. And it just, I mean, at the end of the day, I think the listeners' standards are lower. And that one thing I do appreciate from like the Teddy and Babyface thing. And I mean, even Jonte and Neo is like those who normally would have never listened to them. Hopefully it took a minute to listen to be like, damn, man, they really wrote like some stuff, like took time and crafted lyrics. Hopefully that affected some people. You know what I'm saying? I hope. Now, enough to the point where it'll make any kind of a real splash. I don't know if I can say all that, but I agree with you.
I think from the most part, not so much from the splash of the creativity level, but I think for the respect of their talent, people will want to reach for that level of talent.
I hope so, man. I really hope
that's
so.
More so what'll happen than anything else. That's what good to be. So. I mean, I always strive to be like those dudes, when I was still doing it because they were the greats. They are the greats.
Right.
I mean, you study it, you read the credits, you find out what they wrote, you listen to the differences between, the cadences of each track. How were they using wordplay back then? Like we people who were really trying to do it did it that way, as opposed to I got my little box, I can just write a song now. So I think once you see that level, and I think that's going to be the most positive thing that comes out of it, is just the fact that you've got titans willing to show the world what they've actually put out there. And that it's not easy to actually do those kind of things because what I would love to see, which will never happen, is a versus battle between those titans of the records they had that weren't that great. Like, just to show you that even through the greatness, there were still some that weren't good. There's still work that goes into it, and every record's not going to be a hit. But seeing that level, seeing them go 20 for 20, like you got 20 hits and 8 of them was number ones.
It was like 20 hits. You didn't just play 20 songs.
No, you
played 20 hits.
Man,
like
that's something to strive towards. So I think that people will hope, and like you said, hopefully, but I think they will latch to that and try to strive for that level of greatness due to that. And hopefully it
like how
can all of entertainment.
Yeah, how can you play a No Diggity or End of the Road or something, and today, even if that wasn't your quote unquote time back then, today though, you're like, yo, that joint is, to last the test of time. Like that's the thing. Like that's the acid test. And there aren't a ton of records out of today that'll still be bumping and just as classic 20 years from now. Not a ton of them.
I don't think,
at least not the ones that are popping right now.
I don't think there
are.
Well, okay, there you go. Yeah.
That's what I mean. Like I haven't heard one Roddy Ricch record that's still going to be bumping in the next 5 years.
I don't know, man. I'm gonna still be saying that in about 5 years. I rock with that.
That's a sound. That's a sound.
No,
but give that thing 10 years, that ain't gonna be bumping like that. It's not gonna. It's not gonna. You're not gonna be like, yo, let me play it. Nah, not at all. It's not.
I don't know.
It's
pulling
not.
Up the coupe with the lot, tell them 12, SWAT, busting all the bells at the bottom. I can see myself spitting that in 10 years. We'll see. That might be the only one.
It might be. And don't get me wrong, I'm feeling the box. Like I really am. So I'm not hating on Roddy. And like I said, I'm not hating on any of these. I'm not hating on any of these cats that are getting theirs right now. Like I'm really not. Because it's at the end of the day, it's still putting them in positions and giving them opportunities that they didn't have. Even the song is just a flash in the pan.
I think
the income is something.
I think this whole thing, though. I think this will kind of be the kind of groundwork for what this all looks like when this thing comes back, though, because these hits that come out now, the one hits, because the one hit wonder thing kind of became a craze mid 2000 to now. There was a science to making a hit. I think that science is being rediscovered. I mean, you're hearing it, like not even just in music, like you're hearing about new sound, like people working on new sound packs now. I haven't heard of producers now working on new sound pack in a while. They just recycle the same drums and sell it as a different kit. Writers are writing new scripts. Like they're like, you know what, we're not gonna reboot this series, or we're not gonna reboot this whole franchise. We're not gonna just remake. They're writing new stories because they've got time to sit down and do it, as opposed to, I owe a song, I have to have this song done. What's the catchiest formula we got, and we're just gonna feed it to the people. I think patience is really what's gonna come back into play, and I think that, like I said, I think that'll be kind of the groundwork of what this will look like once this whole thing wraps up.
Right. I hope so. I mean, because one thing that has happened is new music, as far as new music during this whole pandemic stay-at-home thing, new music has surged. Yeah. And artists like Dua Lipa and stuff putting new albums out, putting new singles out. Like when this thing is done, like there's going to be a plethora of new music for these artists to perform in their live shows. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? So
in a year and a half when they're able to.
I know, right? But that's probably another silver lining out of all this. It's just a ton of new music that's going to be put out. And it does give people an opportunity to experiment and try new things. Absolutely, because it's not like you have to be scared that people aren't going to buy tickets to your tour right now. There's no tour. There's no ticket. Yeah. What honestly do you have to lose? Yeah. Nothing.
No, you can test it. You can figure out what that next sound is supposed to be.
Exactly.
I would love for another, I hate to say another new Jack Swing, but I would love for a different vibe like that to come up. I mean, I don't want to say EDM has run its course, but I think EDM has seeped into so much of everything to where everything is just right now.
Right.
Yeah. And I mean, that's cool when you're in the club, but I mean, I might want to light a candle and feel something.
Red Cup. I was just choked. You can't say EDM without Red Cup. But no, I agree with you. And don't let another Prince come along. Now, let's not do that. Watch yourself now. Let's not do that. Hey. I don't know if we can handle that. It would be lovely, though. It would be lovely.
Could the world handle it when it happened? And I think that's the thing. it needs that
Well,
shot needs to happen.
I was just gonna say the answer should be no. Like if you
Yeah.
think the world can handle it,
Yeah.
do it.
Do it.
Do it.
Absolutely do
Yep.
it. Yeah, hit them in the face
Absolutely.
with it. Could we handle this shutdown? If anybody would have said to you 6 months ago, in 6 months, the world is going to stop. Nobody's going to be working. You're going to be trapped in your house for at least 45 days. Like, no, the world can't handle that. And here we are 35 days into it.
Right.
Not comfortable, but maintaining.
Right.
And it's causing, as we always say, uncomfortability. It's forcing us to think outside of the box. And I think that's not disrespecting the negative that comes with it. I think that's the real silver lining and the real good thing about it is that it forces our minds to expand beyond what our normalities have become.
Right. No, I definitely. And I know I have to recheck myself because, you know, I still have only got like a chapter and a half done on my book.
Now, wait a minute now.
Yeah.
Well, but you've been doing, you know what? But you've been doing rewrites. Like you've been doing.
No, I've been doing rewrites, but
Yeah.
honestly, just like with the new Michiko stuff, and like even that's been affected. Like, so I work with this artist or this writer artist, Michiko, and she's doing something really brilliant right now, where trap music is a very big thing in Japan. Like they love it, they're big fans of it. But what they do is they kind of get online and listen to it stuff, and they kind of emulate it. And so Michiko, she's like a real big writer over there. She's like our Carrie Hilson or our Esther Dean over there, right? And so she's bringing some of the architects, or we're bringing some of the architects of Atlanta sound and trap to Japan. So we're setting up collabs. You know, like Drummer Boy just got on board.
Word.
He's going to be working with a guy named Kura. And Kura is like your Pharrell or your Rodney Jerkins over there. Like he's an OG A-lister. So they're collaborating. But how that my boy, Big Boy Squeeze or That Boy Squeeze.
All right.
Reached out, talked to Zaytoven's manager and stuff. So she's trying to bring them. And these are people where some of them, I mean, Zaytoven might be different. I don't know about Drummer, but like you got Squeeze, like it's Squeeze's time right now. Yeah. And so he probably doesn't have anything popping over there in the East. You know what I'm saying? So it's kind of a nice thing to broaden their territory and their horizon and introduce them to their sound, but then also bring it. So it's an ingenious thing. But my point in saying that is this whole COVID thing is moving at a snail's pace because budgets aren't open.
Sure.
You know what I'm saying? And there are budgets, but I can't really talk those numbers right now with them because ain't nobody there to cut checks. And
right.
So you know how we are in America. They're like, well, what's the number look like? Before I play a note, what's the number look like? So it's getting tricky. So that is kind of how this thing is definitely affecting us. But hopefully when it's done, we'll be ready to fly. So, yeah, you know, we'll see how it goes. We'll see how it goes.
I can't see us not being, man. I got high hopes for it. I think we'll all be exhausted just from the repetitiveness that whatever your situation was during it. But hopefully it's a part of the exhaustion is from the pouring out of new stuff, because that can make you, like me, I'm at the point now where I'm almost tired of writing, dude. Like I'm at the point where I'm having to force myself to continue to write because I pour so much stuff out, and I gotta get done now. Like I've got the ideas are out, the framework is there, the character development is there. I gotta finish. So and I feel personally that once I come out of this and once this is, I'll feel that level of achievement, and that'll be the springboard for that new reinvigorated sense of creativity. And I think that's what's going to permeate. That's what I think. Hoping.
I hope so. Well, I do have this idea that I want to do where songwriting is concerned. And you know what? Tell you what, I'm gonna go ahead and put it out, because to be honest with you, if someone does it, it's all right. It's not like I have a patent on the idea. And
wait.
Like they can
should you before you say something?
Here's this. All right, so those of you that are listening to this audio-wise and stuff like this, I'm about to say it, and if you don't hear me say it after this, it's because we edited it out, because I'm gonna take Johnny's advice. So the idea is, I'm gonna do a round table songwriting thing. So what I mean is, we're gonna get a track, and I'll pick 3, maybe 4 songwriters, and literally, I'm gonna do the first line. I'm gonna pass it off to you. You're gonna do the second line. You're gonna pass it off. And we're just gonna pass it. This is a
kindergarten game. Yeah, I remember this.
Right?
You'll write a song.
Write a song and see what happens.
Hey.
See what the frick happens.
Okay.
You can't really just stick to your style.
No.
Because you got 2 or 3 other
You're
styles
adapting
that
to everybody else that's in the room.
everyone has to be able to adapt and still have this sensibility of cohesiveness.
Yeah, you might have should have patented that before you just start telling people, bro.
All right, pause. All right, we back. So it has been decided that I shouldn't share this live, so that's why y'all didn't hear the idea. It got edited out. But you're going to see the idea soon enough. I am going to try it and see if it works. So sorry about that. Sorry for the tease.
That's a huge tease, boy. And I'm telling y'all, he going to leave y'all hanging with that one because that's huge. Hold up.
That's a good idea, though.
All right, I'll fix that too.
What?
Look at his face is stuffed. No,
sorry, I'm trying to give you a bunch of editing stuff. Sorry.
No, it's all good. This is his teacher. His teacher just called, so he's doing his FaceTime session right now.
All right. So anyway, so yeah, that's gonna be a great tease, though. So that's all we got for y'all today. So look, the takeaway, hopefully people take from this is, try to find the opportunity.
Yeah.
In the situation, artists, like I said, venues are going to be looking to get bodies in the building. Yeah. When they open it up, and when I say venues, I'm not even necessarily talking about Phillips Arena. Yeah,
it's not going to be Mercedes-Benz, but I mean, center stage is going to be looking to fill some slots.
Exactly, we're talking to 250 seaters, 700 seaters. Like, be ready to fill in those slots and bring people in the door. And the thing is, people are going to be so ready to see what the way it is before this pandemic thing. You had to bring the people in the door for the most part. Like the booking agent wanted to know how many tickets are you going to be able to sell, or they should get an idea from your other shows. Yeah, people are going to be so ready to go to these live venues. They'll probably come see you, and they don't even really know about you that much. So it's a great opportunity again for you to bring people into the door and line up your gigs. That's something you can take out of it. Go check out ampled.com. Yep, ampled.com. Go in there and see how you can do some performing, get fans to contribute and donate to your cause. What else we got? We got and create music. Just keep writing music. Put it out. You have nothing to lose. Yeah. Put it out. If it doesn't take any traction after a little while, take it back down. You haven't lost anything. But try to create a new sound even for yourself. Don't worry about writing for the world. Write for yourself. Something that you're like, you know what? I am super proud of this, regardless of what anyone says. Put it out. Yeah. Because somebody's going to agree with you. There you go. All right, so that's pretty much it, man. Johnny, fun as always, homie.
It is, bro.
Tell people where they can find you.
I'm all over the place, but I'm invisible. Just Johnny Vaughn, JustJonyVan. Don't let Stone talk y'all into thinking nothing else about me. And you, of course, you can find. Where you are you still at the same thing, or have you gotten the 2 zeros yet?
I have not yet. I have a feeling I'm gonna have to wait till I get a little bit more influence before they come off of that. So on Instagram, I'm still Stone 007. That's the letter O, letter 07. And on Twitter, Stone007, the classic. And then don't forget to follow us on L.I.F.E on Podcast. Yeah. L.I.F.E on Podcast on IG. L.I.F.E on Podcast _ on Twitter. Yep. As always, just share it with a friend. Hit that like button. Hit that subscribe. That's the biggest thing you can do for us, for real. And that's about all we got for you this week. Yeah, man. We out. We love y'all. Appreciate it. Peace. Peace.
So back to what I was saying. What I was saying.